I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mitch Whitaker. I am with the Letcher County Extension Office over in Whitesburg, Kentucky. Not that far as the bird flies through here. And as the bird flies sort of brings me to what I'm here today for, guys. I am here to tell you a little bit about some friends of mine that are birds of prey. These are wild animals. When we go out to the schools and stuff with our program to tell the kids about wildlife conservation and education, what we want to first do is to let them know what wild animals are. And the first thing we have to try to cover and let them know is that these animals take care of themselves. They're not like our dogs and cats at the house that we feed them and take care of them. These are wild animals that have to take care of themselves. Now, do any of y'all have dogs and cats at home? Sure you do. When you get off the school bus, girls, doesn't he wag his tail and he's happy to see you, isn't he? That's because you feed him, you take care of him. What if I told everybody here today that after this rally's over, we're going to load everybody up on a bus, we're going to take you up on top of High Knob, and you're going to have to survive the rest of the week on your own. Be pretty tough. Some of you might like it, some of it may be tough, but wouldn't it be good if you had some tools with you? Maybe a set of some matches, maybe a flashlight, maybe a tent. Some of these tools that's going to help you to survive out in the wild. These wild animals, guys, have these same tools. Nature has provided them with ways that they can take care of themselves out in the wild. I'm going to need a volunteer to help me today. What's your name?
Bailey.
Billy?
Bailey.
Bailey, I'm sorry. Okay, Bailey, you're going to help us today, and what we're going to do is I'm going to turn you into a wild animal.
No.
Yes, I am. I'm going to turn you into my favorite wild animal, an owl. I'm going to turn her into an owl. So from here on out now, you can't talk like a human. You have to talk like an owl. So let's hear your best owl impression.
I don't know what an owl sounds like.
Okay, I'm going to tell you how one sounds. Sometimes if you're out in the edge of the woods at nighttime, and it's about getting dark, and you're at the edge of the woods, you'll hear an owl make a sound that sounds something like this. Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all? Now, I'll bet that if you practice that, I'll bet you could do that. Now, what we'll say is, who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all? So let's everybody practice it. Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all? Very good, very good. Okay, now, remember, from here on out, that's how you have to talk. You're not a human anymore. So the first tool that she's going to need, guys, is we've got to give her a change of clothes. If she's going to be an owl out in the woods, she's going to have a change of clothes. Now, we're going to give her a special set of clothes. We're going to give her some camouflage. We're going to make the front of her, look at those different colored specks and feathers. We're going to make it to where she'll be able to blend in with any background behind her. Turn around. Look at her, presto. We've given her a suit that's got a different color on the back of it. So all she has to do to camouflage herself is just to turn around and she could practically disappear. Good job. All right, Bailey, how are we doing? That's good. Okay, we've got her some camouflage clothes. Let's see, I know what she needs now. To make her survive out in the wild, guys, she's going to have
I can't see
a facial disc.
I can't see.
That's okay. There's little holes in there. Can you see? All right, guys, with this facial disc, you can see it's round around her eyes. But really what this facial disc is going to help her do is to help her hear better. She's going to have a super hearing. I have read to where owls are able sometimes, their hearing is so good that they can actually hear a mouse under the snow while they're up in a tree. Very impressive. And the way they do this, guys, Bailey has a facial disc here around her eyes. If you ever notice them, they look like a big satellite dish. Now, if you was to holler at me and say, "Hey, Mitch," I'd put my hand up here and I'd say, "What?" I'm catching those sound waves. I'm directing them into my ear. Bailey is going to be able to do this with the feathers around her eyes. Now Bailey's ears aren't on top of her head. They're actually located right behind her eyes. and she's able to twist these feathers around and direct sound waves right into her ear. Pretty impressive. She's going to have supervision. We're going to give her eyesight that she can see 10 times better than we can see.
I can't really see at all.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I hear a human. There's no human out here. There's just an owl out here with me. Okay, let's see, what else does she need? She's got supervision,
But I can see your feet.
super hearing. She needs a supercilium. That's what she needs, a supercilium. Y'all know what a supercilium is, don't you? Everybody's got one. A supercilium is nothing but a big eyebrow. A supercilium. So we're going to give Bailey a supercilium that's going to be like a big old eyebrow. How's that going to help her, guys? You know what? Why do baseball players wear ball caps? They have a visor. That visor's there to keep the sun out of their eyes. This guy sometimes when it's out there, when Bailey's flying around for her evening meal, did I tell y'all that Bailey doesn't eat grass seed or bird seed? She eats wild animals. Now, the reason she does this is she can eat them, she eats them whole. She eats their ears, she eats their claws, she eats their tails, she eats every bit of them. And then she extracts all the liquid that she needs to survive out of these animals. And the next day she'll spit up a little cud called like an owl pellet. That is all the bones and the hair that she didn't digest. Now, by her being able to digest her food in this manner, you know what that's going to make Bailey be able to do? She's not going to need to drink water. She gets all the liquid that she needs through the food she eats. Now in the months of January, when everything's froze, that little survival tool is going to come in real handy for her. Let's see, she's got super hearing, she needs some good wings, doesn't she? She needs some good, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to give her some special wings. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I've got two feathers here, guys. One of them is a hawk feather, one of them is an owl feather. These are going to be special. We're going to make her owl wings to where we can hear. If everybody will be quiet as possible, listen to this hawk wing. Listen to this owl feather. Hawk feather, owl feather. Big difference, big difference. I'm going to pass this around. You guys do it for yourself. If we make her a set of wings out of feathers that are completely silent, she's going to be able to fly through the night sky and not make a sound. Wow, won't that be impressive when she'll be able to survive, to be able to fly? All right, let's put your wings on. All right, once she gets these feathers, guys, she's going to be able to fly through the night sky. Now imagine, she's going to have this super vision, this super hearing. She's nocturnal. She likes hanging out in the nighttime anyway. And then on top of that, we're going to give her some silent feathers for her to fly. She's going to be able to make it because not every time is she going to be able to catch those animals that she needs to that she needs to eat. A lot of times it's a lot of luck. She doesn't have a stove and refrigerator back at the nest, so she has to do this every day, guys. That's why owls are protected. These animals face this hardship of surviving, and the Fish and Wildlife guys have determined that if we was to open up a hunting season on these guys, when only 4 out of 5 make it their when 4 out of 5 don't make it their first year, how can we open up a hunting season for these animals so they're protected? We're not allowed to hunt them, we're not allowed to trap them, we're not allowed to eat them, we're not allowed to do anything like that. We have to leave these animals alone, and if we see one of them injured, they don't get injured out in the woods. They get injured when they come in contact with us humans. They fly into our cars and into our windows. As humans, we have a responsibility when we see these animals injured to try our best to get them to a program or to a facility like ours, to try our best to get these animals back out into the wild. Bailey's got one other tool she needs. What does she need? What does she need to help her survive? You said it a while ago. She needs something on her, back on. She needs something on her feet just in case when she catches these animals, she needs to hold on to them. So what we're going to do, we're going to give her some razor sharp talons. All right, here we go. We've got you some talons. Let me put these on your feet. Hold still right there just for a second.
Wouldn't it be easier for me to take my shoes off?
All right, guys, let's look at Bailey now with her complete owl outfit on. I think she's got her camouflage outfit that we said is two-sided. Let us see the back of it, Bailey. Look at that. She's going to be able to blend in just a second with any background behind her. We said she had supervision. She can see 10 times better than we can. She's got super hearing. She has a super cilium that's going to keep the lights out of her eyes, the sun out of her eyes, and she's equipped with feathers that makes her fly completely silent. I think Bailey's going to be able to survive, don't you guys? Let's give Bailey a big round of applause for helping us.